Hey Frank, can you hear me okay? Can anybody hear me on Zoom?
Yeah, we hear you.
Okay, is it loud enough?
If you can make it a little bit louder, maybe.
All right, we'll have to try to figure that out. All right, everybody. Good evening. We're going to get started. It's a few minutes after 7:30. If everybody will stand, we'll say the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic stands one nation under God. All right. Let me go around the room here. In case we have new faces in here, my name is John Knott. I am the president of Orlando Amateur Radio Club. Michael Cawley is the vice president. He's over here. Bob Nacero is the secretary. Our treasurer, Anna, is not here yet. As far as I know, she's coming. They might got stuck in traffic. One of the directors is Dean Groh, Anna's husband, and probably coming with Anna. James Dool, one of our directors. Ed Thralls, right there. Frank Gergitz is on Zoom. He's in there somewhere. Frank Gergitz is on Zoom. Bob Cumming is one of our directors behind me here. And Frank Tagalani, are you on Zoom? Maybe he's not there yet. Okay. All right. Do you have any new members? Anybody join tonight? All right. Let's go around real quick. We'll have you guys introduce yourselves real quick.
Kevin Jackson, AA3XD, originally from England. You could tell that, right? The call sign in the UK, I still have it, G4NEJ. Very active on HF.
Welcome.
Hello, another Brit, Stuart Anderson, call sign KO4WQJ. First time tonight. Welcome.
Thank you. Welcome.
Steve Mullins, I just took the technician general today, so I'll have a call sign.
Congratulations. Welcome. I don't know how we did that, but you guys sit perfectly right down the line there. Can do that if we tried, I think. All right. Well, let's see. Going down the list here real quick. First, I just want to say kudos to Bob C. and Aaron. Aaron's already left. For taking OARC and Hamcation into the 21st century with our test sessions. So much easier now doing it with the tablets. With doing it with the tablets, they submit the information electronically, and normally an hour and a half, 2 hours, their FCC has their license in the database. So if you took your test this evening, you probably get your license, a couple more hours. Give it another hour and a half or so. And you probably have your license unless for something happens with the database at FCC. If not, you'll probably get it tomorrow. Real quick, I just want to also say, and I put this in the newsletter. Did everybody get a copy of the newsletter? Guys have been members for a while, came out? Okay, we'll talk about that in just a second. Longtime member and Hamcation committee member and volunteer Benton Bonnie, W4P, became a silent key on March the 2nd. I'm pretty sure a lot of you guys might have saw that in the posting, plus I put it out on email. So please keep the Benton's sisters. He has two sisters in your thoughts and prayers. I think they just had the service this past Saturday. I believe Frank Taglani was able to go to it. The rest of us kind of were in the Hamcation meeting that was pre-planned and stuff. So we appreciate that Frank took the time to go to the service for OARC and Hamcation. All right. Coming up, also that was in the newsletter, I'm not sure if you saw it, 1845 Florida Statehood Special Event. Lamar's started a special event last year called the 1845. It was back in 1845, around March the 3rd, I believe it was. 1845, Florida became a state in the Union. Oh, thank you. They started a special event that you can actually, if you're on HF, you can actually participate in, and it's going through now March the 19th. You can participate in this special event, and we're looking for phone, CW, and digital operators for 80, 40, 20, 15, and 10 meters. Operations are from 1500 UTC through 0300 UTC. Unfortunately, the planning started really late for this event this year, and word didn't get out pretty much in time for everybody to make plans. But if you have a couple hours this week that you can spare, it'll be greatly appreciated. If you QRZ W4F, which is going to be the call sign to be used, we'll have more information, and also the newsletter had more information in it. If you need more information or have questions on it, you can contact me. I will be more than happy to help you with what I know and what I can do. I might refer you to the guys up in Lamar's for any additional questions you might have I can't answer. With that, if you go to, in the newsletter, also had a website that you go to look at the schedule and to see what's available. There are about 2-hour time slots. I'm sure they still have some openings between now and the, I think it's Saturday or Sunday when it ends. So if you have time to spare, please, a couple hours would be great to be able to participate in it. Next year, we'll try to get the planning start a little earlier so we can get word out to everybody, and you can get this on your calendar for something to do during March. All right, nominations. Did everybody get the newsletter read about nominations? If you are interested in nominating yourself to the board, or please see Rich Wilson right here. If you're on Zoom, you're one of the board members, previous board or current board members, or anybody that wishing to run for a board position, then please send Rich an email as soon as you can. Like right now, at least before midnight tonight, okay? Send him an email, let him know that you wish to run and what position. There'll be president, vice president, secretary, treasurer, and then there's 6 director positions for the board. And the way it works, obviously, president, the officers, whoever has the most votes win, and then the 6 directors, you vote for the 6 that you want, and the 6 directors have the most votes win. Okay? If nobody runs against anybody, then the secretary will cast the ballot for next month, and we're done for another year. So it's up to you. Does anybody have any questions about eligibility, on what it takes to run for an officer, what it takes to vote, or anything? Because now's your chance. You can ask those questions. Anybody, even on Zoom. Speak up. Don't forget to unmute yourself. Okay. I just want to say, anybody that's only life, regular, and family members and who have been a member for more than 90 days are eligible to vote. This is the critical part. Rick, in the back, our membership chairman, has to have your accurate email address. If you did not get the newsletter, then he might not have your email address correct, okay? Or if you changed it recently, he does not have it. Here's the reason why. At the last board meeting, the board voted to suspend Article 4, Section 3 of the bylaws. And we did that for the one reason only. And that's because of our current bylaws does not have a clause in there about electronic voting, okay? So because the bylaws were made back in the 90s, electronic voting wasn't really done back then, okay? During the pandemic, since we weren't meeting, we had to come up with a way for us to continue doing business, and electronic voting was the way we had to go, all right? So in order to do that, we went ahead and suspend the bylaw, that section, that one particular section of bylaws, which goes over, I'm sorry, wrong page, which goes over the voting part until after voting is completed next month. And then that section will go back in effect, okay? And the way the electronic voting is, we have to take your email address, enter it into the system, and when we send the ballot out, it's going to be sent to you. It can only be sent once, because there's a token involved in that email that you have to click to allow you to vote once, okay? If you don't receive it because we don't have your correct email, or because you have spam filters on, then we can't resend it to you. It's no way to be able to resend it to you, okay? So it's very important, I say this every month, make sure that Rick has your correct email address, okay, in our database, so we can make sure that we send you the correct information. The email address it will come from, because I kind of set up a sample one today and I sent it to myself just to see what the email address is that comes from is no_reply@adoodle.org. So if you have spam filters, if you want to put that email address in there, so it bypasses your spam and comes into your inbox, okay? It's no_reply@adoodle.org. And again, like I'm saying, ballots cannot be resent. Once it's going to be sent out one large batch, and you're going to have a time frame to be able to do your voting. So you got to make sure, one, you check your email, make sure you receive it, make sure you vote during that time period. Once the time period is passed, all voting's cut off, okay? And everybody can only vote once, and that's the way the system works. That's why you have to have that email and that token. So is there any questions on that? Let me come up to you so everybody can hear you.
Is it possible for the club to send an email from the normal club address saying voting has begun, check your spam filter?
When I send out the email, I'll send out, or when we go to send out the ballot, I'll send an email out to everybody so that way they know it's getting ready to go out. And again, we'll send it out in advance. It's going to be about I think it's around a 5-day period that you're going to have a chance to be able to vote. And voting will end next month's meeting around, I think we're going to set up around 7:45. So we'll remind you that if you hadn't voted yet, when next month's meeting, that you have about 15 minutes, you can still vote, okay? And then once the time period has passed, all voting is cut off and we'll know who won the elections, okay? Any other questions? Anybody on Zoom?
Who do we email to get on the ballot?
Email Rich Wilson, rwilson@hamcation.com would be the easy one for it to go to. But at least that's the one I can remember off the bat. So rwilson@hamcation.com. Rich is not running for an office or on the board, so he's going to be our nominations committee and help us with the elections for next month, okay? Any other questions? All right. That was a little bit less painful than I thought. Michael, picnic. Yeah. Well, Michael's coming up here. This is this month's listening post that went out. Ed has done another phenomenal job. There is 47. Thank you. 47 pages for a newsletter, okay? This thing is chock full of information, okay? I almost want to sit there and say, if it didn't happen, it's because it wasn't in here. That's why it wasn't in here, it didn't happen, okay? There's a lot of information here. There's information about the elections, the board, everything. Positions, what's involved, everything's in there, okay? We want to be as transparent as we can possibly be, just covering everything in the short amount of 47 pages we had. But there's a lot of pictures from Hamcation there too. Michael has more Hamcation pictures he'll show you tonight.
All right. Real quick, I'm just going to go over, it's actually been since 2019 since we actually had a Hamcation picnic due to favorite little thing, COVID. So after 2 years, we are having it again. And there's a change of venue this year. We're actually going back to San Lando Park in Altamont Springs. Pavilion number 3 at 1 p.m. There's a whole bunch of flyers back here made up. Also, if you've read the newsletter, you already know about it. Plus, I sent it out to all the volunteers that actually volunteered from Hamcation. So if you volunteered, you should have gotten your inbox also. But there is some flyers back here if for some reason you didn't get it. So all the information's on here. We'll have hot dogs, hamburgers, veggie burgers, potato salad, lots of more stuff, desserts, prizes, lots of prizes to give away. One thing you got to do, please RSVP to picnic@oarc.org so we know how many people's coming. And then on the back side is the information of where it's located at, the address, the park information, and where the pavilion is actually located in the park. So this is the way we give that back to the volunteers. So please, if you volunteered, please come out and enjoy a picnic. It is April 23rd, 2022.
It's a Saturday, and it's not just limited to Hamcation volunteers. If you're a member of OARC, it's also open to members of OARC. It's also given back to you guys. Appreciate you being members. But we kind of combined the two so we don't have to do two different picnics, okay? We'll do all at one time. So it's for OARC members and Hamcation volunteers.
And your spouses and or girlfriends. Just I wouldn't recommend bringing them both at the same time.
Okay. Any questions on the picnic? All right. The other thing I have is Tour de Cure. Coming up not this Sunday, but next Sunday is the American Diabetes Tour de Cure. The Tour de Cure is coming back after a 3-year hiatus. 2019 also was the last time we had it. We are looking for volunteers for it yet. I have a lot of volunteers already volunteering. I appreciate that. Still looking for a few more, specifically a couple more rest stop locations. They added a rest stop to me last night, so I have to make sure we get that one filled. And then on top of that, I like to make sure I have a couple of people at each rest stop just in case for some reason somebody doesn't show up or needs to leave early, we have coverage. So rest stops, SAGs, if you have a pickup truck or a SUV or something that's capable of carrying one bicycle rider in your vehicle, you can be considered a SAG. Or if you can do multiple bicycles and bicycle riders, it could be a multi-SAG or what we sometimes refer to as a super SAG. Okay, and we use those sometimes as collecting people that want to come back to the finish line from the rest stops. We'll have you stop at a couple rest stops, load up, and then come back to the finish line. Instead of everybody taking one rider, one bicyclist all the way back to the finish line, and said we'll try to bundle up, make it a little bit easier. We're also looking for rovers. Rovers are just people in vehicles kind of riding the routes, keeping eyes and ears on the riders, looking for hazards, anybody that needs help, wherever the case might be. Don't necessarily carry bicycles or riders. And we're still looking for 3 supply truck operators. Supply truck operators, it's just riding with the guy who's driving the supply truck. He will be unloading and loading the supply truck. Your job will be communications for that supply truck. If you're more than welcome to help the individual. Not saying you can't. If you're not able to, that's understandable too. Okay. Your main job is to communicate. In case we need you, I can find out where you're at, and we can send you to another rest stop that might need extra supplies or whatever the case may be. We're anticipating somewhere between 800 and 1,000 riders, down from what it has been in the years past. Totally understandable under the conditions. Most of your events are running somewhere between 20 to 30% down in attendance over previous years because of COVID. But, I think that will quickly change hopefully for next year. And as I mentioned, they also added the rest stop last night to me that I need to get coverage for. So if you're interested, let me know. I'll send me a quick email. I'm going to send you a link to the form to have you fill out. And the reason why I do that is because a lot of people sit there and tell me, hey, I'll help you help by volunteering or help you out, add me to the roster, whatever the case may be. They'll send me emails and it gets buried in my email box, okay? When I go to create the roster or I add people to the roster, I lose the information very quickly. So if I have everybody go to the Google form, fill it out, then I can easily revert back to that. It's all saved in the database, and I can create the roster for that. It starts early. The ride starts at 7:30. I'll probably have all the SAG vehicles and mobile operators at the command post probably around 6:30 on that Sunday morning. We'll have a quick briefing, get you out away from the start finish line so that way you're not stuck in all those riders going out one time. And then all the rest stops, if you're a rest stop operator, I'll send you the information for each rest stop, and whatever rest stop you're assigned to, there's a open by time. So if it's open by 9:30, if that rest stop is supposed to be open by 9:30, then you need to be there ahead of time, be set up and ready to operate by 9:30. So whatever amount of time you feel you need to have That's the time you need to be there by. I don't want to sit there and say be there by 9 o'clock and it takes you an hour to see everything set up for yourself. You know, some people bring out an antenna, a go kit, you know, set up a table, a tent, whatever they want to do, and that takes a little time to do that. The only requirements on this one would be if you are out on a rest stop, especially because the routes are going from Lake Nona all the way down toward Kenansville in South Osceola County and back. If you're in one of those extended rest stops that's further out, I would highly recommend you have a pole, push-up pole, a go kit or something, some type of battery power with the radio. Make sure you're able to hit the repeater with no problem. The handheld may not be able to work. Depends on the locations, okay? Michael and I ran the route a couple weekends ago. Even mobile-wise, there were some spots that were kind of iffy by the Bithlow machine, but we were able to find some repeaters that were linked in Polk County. It kind of ran the length of the routes, and they work better for the mobile units. So we'll use those for mobile units and the Bithlow station for our stationary units or rest stops. So, but all that information will be sent to you. If you already signed up, you probably already got a lot of the information. I'll send out more information to everybody that signs up now. It's only a little over a week away. The Saturday, not this coming Saturday, but next Saturday, we'll also have a small meeting at the Orange County Emergency Operations Center over off of University and Forsyth from about 10 till noon, and we'll go over everything. There's also going to be a new little app that goes on your phone if you're a mobile unit that will help you locate riders that need help. So we sit there and point you to a direction that, hey, this rider needs help with mechanical issue or whatever. We can pinpoint them on a map for you, and you can see where they're at. And we'll go over all that stuff on the next Saturday. So pretty much that's it, all I have. We'll go around to the rest of the board for any board announcements. Michael, do you have anything else? Anna, you just walked in. Anna and Dean, did you guys have anything or? Okay. Bob C? Oh yeah, testing. I'm sorry, I did skip over that one. Yeah, let's talk testing for a minute. Hold on a second.
Okay, we had 14 people took tests tonight. 10 people passed something. Out of that, we got 4 new technicians, 6 new generals, and 2 new extras. That's all I have.
Congratulations to everybody, and hopefully everybody's also joined the club tonight. And when you pass your first test here at OERC, you get a free complimentary year membership to OERC. So hopefully everybody took advantage of that. All right, let me go down the list. Bobbin, anything board related? You do? Here comes Anna. Oh, okay. He was just here a few minutes ago. Mike? W1SR? Okay, nope, he's not here. Yeah, we'll hold on to it. Let's see. Who do oh, Ed. I'm sorry, Ed. Nothing new. James? Frank G? And if you're saying that can't.
Got nothing.
Okay, Frank T?
I'm good, thanks.
Okay, who else am I missing? Dean, you didn't have anything, right? No, okay. All right, let's go around to the clubs real quick. We'll update clubs, see what's going on with everybody. QCWA. Okay.
All right.
Everybody wants to see you.
It's like a mug shot. It's like a mug shot. All right. QCWA, yeah, I'll try to speed up here. QCWA meets on the second Thursday of the month. We meet at the Perkins, which is about 2 buildings down from HRO. So that's kind of a benefit, and that's on purpose. And we're back to in-person meetings, and it's going real well. So if you haven't been to QCWA in a while, come on out. It's been a pretty good time. Perkins is treating us very nicely. We also have a repeater. The repeater's been off the air due to an antenna that failed and fell down. And so that repeater got back on the air today. If you, yeah, Yeah, it's been kind of, we have a new repeater, so give us a try, 147, 195, plus 600 and 103.5 tone. Check it out, see if you can hit the repeater. The antenna's up higher than it ever was. It's in Winter Springs, so it's hard for the people south side, but check it out, see if you can get in there, and we meet on a net on Tuesday night after the Seminole VHF traffic net, and that's a very friendly net as well. That's all I have.
All right, thank you. Lamar's? Front center. Don't be afraid of the microphone, you're a ham.
Ooh. Okay. My name is Jim Robar. I'm Vice President of Lamar's KB2 CUX. I wanted to bring up something that John spoke about earlier, was the W4F station. We plan to have that at my QTH, and I have about 2.5 acres of property, and I had about 1 inch of standing water in most of it. So I was not able to get the trailer out there at all. We're going to try to get the trailer Friday in Turcaso Park. It's right next door to the Winter Springs Police Station, and we'll have it there Sunday. Several weeks ago, I think maybe 3 weeks ago, we built some multi-band antennas. And for anybody that did build one, if they get a chance, we'll help them tune it, while we're set up on Saturday. But anybody that's a ham, or even if you're not a ham, we'll take you. If you like to come out and operate that station, and that's, I believe it's QSO for Florida. I think that's what it is.
Sorry, special event station
Yeah.
for Florida becoming a state back in 1845.
So, we're sorry what happened with the rain and everything, but just sometimes things don't work out, and we just have to live with it. So, and that's pretty much it.
All right, let's see. Anybody from the Orlando CERT Ham Radio Group? About Clarkona CERT? Not seeing anybody. Anybody on Zoom? Make sure. Nope. Radio Scouting. Ken's not here either. Oh, okay. All right. Rod, did you have anything for the Shriners?
No, we have our tailgate planned for the first Saturday in November. Nothing new at the moment.
Okay.
But, so we'll see you all there. Thank you very much.
Yes, and we'll get it in the newsletter too. All right, weak signal. All right, we'll give George a second. He just walked in. Deers, Lara, Lake Amateur Radio, Similaries, Osceola. All right, Orange County areas. We just had our meeting this past Monday night. This is kind of an odd month for us because of the Central Florida Fair going on. We weren't able to have a meeting on a normal first Wednesday of the month. We ended up swapping. Normally we would have a board meeting tonight, and today we had the general membership meeting. So our Orange County areas meeting just happened this past Monday night. But if you're interested in Orange County areas or amateur radio emergency services, let me know, and I will be more than happy to get you signed up. Rick is also taking care of the membership for Orange County areas also. So, and then you'll get on our newsletter, our email list, and you'll know when the meetings are and stuff. George, did you have anything for weak signal that you want to talk about real quick? Come up here if you do, because we got to get you on a microphone so everybody can hear you. Because people on Zoom won't hear you. Yeah, but people on Zoom are not going to hear you. Got to come up here. Don't be afraid of the microphone. You're a ham.
Oh, Mike's right. Not much has happened. The beacons have been holding up real well. The 2.3, we haven't got it on 2.3 gig. We don't know how we're going to interface with the mesh that's up there. I don't know how many people are into mesh with the club yet, but we're trying to hold off and make sure that we don't create a problem with that. And sometime during the summer, I don't know how many of you use the beacons, but a lot of them are going to go off the air. We're going to do some major changes and a whole new power supply. So if you've gotten accustomed to the 6 meter, 2 meter, 432, We'll announce it on the Flaws Network Digest, and when we start doing that, but sometime in the summer, we're just going to have to take the power supply down. It's been running continuously 24 hours a day since 2014, and it's a switching supply in a horrible environment, and it was used when we put it up there. So these things are unbelievable sometimes. But anyway, we're going to have to do PMs this year, this summer, and if you got used to it, we'll let you know that we are going to update a few, and we'll probably be off for the power supply. All the beacons will probably be off for close to a month. So sorry about that.
All right. And then last but not least, CFRA.
Well, good evening, everybody. Bob Nocero is my name. My call is W4 KBW. I'm the president of the Central Florida Repeater Association. It's a small group, maybe 15, 20 members tops. We have a monthly meeting on the last Wednesday of each month at Perkins, not the same Perkins now. Right up at University in Forsyth, across kind of from Full Sail. We start meeting about 6 o'clock. John and Michael get there about 5:30, make sure the tables are all set and ready to go. And we sit down and have our dinner, have a little rag chew going on. 7 o'clock, it's a very impromptu small meeting. The repeater is Colonial NI 4443.075, standard PL 1035. It's dual use, it's analog and Yaesu fusion. The duals are $12 per year. If your spouse, your husband, wife, or spouse are both hams, it's $18 for both. The website is mycfra.org. About the only thing that's current up there is the roster. The bylaws are up there. I think my president's message is from last decade. I don't know. So that's about it.
All right. Just a couple of just reminders for anybody that might have just joined us on Zoom or came to the meeting. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah. Come on up. That way, wasn't sure who might have information.
Technology, you gotta love it. Okay. Hello, everyone. My name is John Keeler. I'm the secretary for the Seminole County Aries Races Group. And just want to let everyone know we're going to be having a meeting tomorrow at 7:30. That's at the Seminole County Sheriff's Office. It's 100 Esslinger Way, Sanford, Florida. If you're a member, please show up. If you're not and you're a Seminole County resident, we more than welcome you to show up. We have a net that meets every Monday night. It meets on 147.090 plus 600 and a 103.5 tone. The first Monday of every month, we run Simplex, and I believe, Rich, correct me if I'm wrong, that would be on 146.460 Simplex. That's the first Monday of every month. So if you're a Seminole County resident, please consider giving us a try. You can find us at Seminole County, SeminoleAries.org. Seminole County, Seminole Aries ORG. Thank you.
Appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you for giving the update. All right. Just a couple real quick things before we go to break. If you just walked in or if you just joined on Zoom, if you're interested in running for a board position, make sure you see Rich Wilson tonight before you leave. If you are on Zoom, make sure you send them an email. rwilson@hamcation.org was the easiest one to use. And send that to them before midnight, because we're going to close out nominations before the end of the meeting tonight. But for you guys on Zoom, in case you're not right in front of your computer or your computer might not be able to do multiple things at one time, you have a little bit of time to send them an email. But get it to him before midnight, because otherwise, after that, he's not going to accept them. And then what will happen is, for those of you who just joined us, we will create a ballot. The ballot will go out electronically to your email. Make sure that Rick has your correct email address, and that ballot will go out electronically. Once it goes out, it cannot be sent again. It's only a one ballot option. That way we make sure that everybody only votes once, okay? And then we'll find out who wins the election next month in April. And I'll kind of send all this out on email again, make sure everybody's up to date. All right. After we get back from break, Michael's going to do a quick presentation on Hamcation 2022. And he's going to reveal to the public for the first time our attendance, what our attendance was for 2022. So in the meantime, enjoy some coffee, some donuts in the back. And we'll come back here, say, in about 10 minutes, 20 minutes after 8.
Test 1, 2. Testing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, let's see here. Testing 1, 2. Testing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Get rid of squeal. Get rid of squeal. Out of the way. Any better, Frank?
About the same.
All right. Another problem too, we had a computer issue. We're using a different computer. Our little computer went bad. So it could be that. It could be a configuration in the computer.
Yeah, I've got my phone volume all the way up, and I can hardly hear you.
All right. Let me keep playing here.
Yeah, Frank's extremely loud. I could barely hear Michael.
I'm on my D104.
Oh, that's what I need to turn up the power mic.
Test 1, 2. Yeah, it's just barely picking me up for microphone.
Is there a level on the PC that feeds?
That's what I'm looking at now.
Zoom?
That's what I'm seeing.
Okay.
It's just barely moving.
Because you're about 40 dB lower than everybody else on Zoom.
Yeah, and see, like in the room here, I'm like blaring because I got the volume up so high. That's why I'm figuring it's something in the PC. Test 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. How's that?
Well, that's a lot louder, but it's a little echoey, but that's good.
Yeah, it sounds like your background noise came up.
Yeah, I switched microphones. I went to the computer mic real quick.
Oh, yeah, we could hear you then.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I'm sitting in front of the computer is probably why.
It still sounds much better.
All right, how about now?
Bob balancing his 2 donuts.
Yeah. All right.
There's Rich.
Testing 1, 2. Hello. Hello test. Not working. Still not picking me up.
Yeah, it's back low again.
Yeah,
Very
I'm
low.
not going to raise my voice. You probably hear me, but
Yeah.
blaring.
Stop.
it.
Like we didn't hear Jim Robar at all because he held the mic too far away from his mouth.
Yeah. I'm trying to see some settings here to see if I can.
Almost like there's a gain someplace that's
How about
very
that?
low.
Is that any better? Testing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Yeah, it's much better than it was.
That's better.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not exactly up to par with what it used to be, but it's you could hear it now. Yeah.
All right, let me get rid of that. Is that any better? Don't look like it.
No.
Testing. Hello. Still not working.
I could hear something, but I can't make it out. That's too low.
Testing 1, 2.
That dog hurt my ears.
Are you taking audio off the PA system and feeding it back in, or is it coming from someplace else?
It's coming straight from a mixer into the computer. So that's where I'm confused of why it's not working.
Yeah, I'm not hearing it at all.
Be a setting on this computer, not really, because everything's set up the same other than the computer. The computer, just like I said, is a different computer.
Do you have a selection for the input device? Sometimes they have the microphone on, like the camera, stuff like that.
Yeah, this is actually a mixer, not it's different. So everything's done from the mixer. I just have the mixer selected and all the audio configuration comes from the mixer. So for some reason it's not, I don't know why it's not picking up the audio through the computer. Which is weird. Any better? Test 1? Nope.
Maybe you got a bad cable or something. I don't know. Connecting on the cable.
It could be. It might be a bad USB cable I have. Who knows? It wouldn't.
And the only reason I could hear it could be is because of the volume cranked up. But yeah, it looks like maybe something just not right.
Yep.
just trying something. Did that help any? Oh.
Even the bling on the computer is kind of low. Can you turn the volume up?
All right, before we get started, everybody, does anybody need a copy of the listening post? I have 3 extra copies I printed off. If you need a copy, it'll be up here on the table. It's back-to-back pages, so save a little bit of paper. Good. There is something I want to bring to everybody's attention real quick. The very last page of the newsletter is a small classified section that we started for members who have businesses so they can advertise their business. Please take a look at that every month. It might not change that often. But it's still something you want to look at. If there might be a service that somebody provides or a retail establishment that you might be interested, please don't forget about our members who are trying to run their own businesses and make a living. So, and we'll get new ones in there. Oh, actually, we have Ken Lyons probably. Yeah, I have to see if he'll put his stuff in there. Well, actually, it is in there. But I don't know if it's on tower related. I think it's more IT. Yeah, the W4 BSA, it's on the back. That's Ken Lyons. That's probably more Boy Scout or IT related, but I know he's taken down towers before. So, all right, we're gonna ready to get started. Unfortunately, at Hamcation this year, we were so busy I didn't go around and grab some more updated prizes and stuff, so I still have some leftovers that we've had. But as soon as we go to another Hamfest, or we'll go up to HRO and see what they have. Michael and I have not even been to HRO yet. We haven't had time to get to HRO, okay? So maybe we'll have to take an adventure up to Winter Springs and see what they have we can get for the club to offer as door prizes also. So if you did not get a ticket for the drawing after the presentation, see Rick in the back, and Rick will give you a ticket, and we'll get your other half of it up here in the bucket. We have a coax connector jumper, a external battery pack that's made by Rave Power, and then a precision screwdriver set. So some things that you can put in your go kits and stuff. All right, Michael, you ready?
I ask this question. Can y'all hear me on Zoom now?
Yes,
Yeah.
very well now. Thank you.
Okay, I'm kind of doing an experiment, but it's working. So, all right. Since John starts my PowerPoint. All right. We'll first start out Vacation 2022. So John went over this a little earlier, but I do have a little tribute here for BIT, W4PE. He is a silent key. He was our special event station and talking chairman for as long as I can remember, at least 15 plus years. All right, first I would like to thank all the volunteers. Just like I always say when I come around to get volunteers, without the volunteers, there would be no Hamcation. So hopefully, I'm pretty sure most of y'all in here volunteered. I know I've seen a lot of y'all walking around Hamcation. So, going through a few photos here. This was over at RV Tailgate Check-In. Some of the volunteers over there. Of course, Christy, which was taking care of the volunteer lounge, feeding everybody. Dean and the IT group, off in their little cubby hole doing some IT stuff. And then Bill, our logistics chairman, they're also. Ray doing ticket sales. I think that was actually probably on Thursday doing will call. And then Joe and one of our Fatima, one of our international relations people, committee members that come over from the Netherlands. So there was 4 of them that come over, or actually 4, Peter, Lydia, and her husband. Yeah. All right, logistics chair, Todd. It looks like I think Bob's on there with him, pitching a ride. Bob, IMF, Bill. Yeah, so I said Bill and Bob. I said Bob. All right. The other picture was the group of volunteers over in the volunteer lounge, feeding everybody. And then one of the, I think that was, looks like Ron in the Forum shuttle. And then, of course, everybody here knows Rich, our RV chairman. Then that was one of his volunteers, Paul, probably explaining to him how to do everything better. All right. This was on Wednesday. Commercial was open for business Wednesday afternoon. And this was Steve from Gigaparts actually checking in, and Dick taking care of him. Also, RV open for business. This was Rich or Ed out there taking care of some RVers checking in with the new 50 amps placards that we're doing, or 50 amp service that we're doing this year, which was a little different. Then lots of RVs. RVs, I think our final count was 203. 203 RVs on site. So a lot of RVs this year. Then of course swaps. Swaps check in with and I'm bad with names tonight. Jim and Donna. I remember Donna, I couldn't remember your name. And then Donna checking in somebody, and swaps was, I think you said most tables ever sold. So I think we only had, what, 9 9 left over. Less than 10 tables left over, which was really good, considering how nice it was outside. So usually when it's really nice outside, more people go outside. But this year we almost sold out swaps, which was a good thing. This was Friday morning at the East Ticket booths. The line to get in, which was really good Friday. I can tell you our Friday was probably right on par with Friday from 2020. It was that busy on Friday. Of course, Friday when the doors open, everybody's rushing in. That's probably one of the worst jobs right there for security on Friday morning. There's the guy checking tickets right there because everybody's trying to fly past him. All right, Gigaparts. How many people saw the new Gigaparts truck? Pretty impressive. So I just put this up here, out with the old, in with the new. The one on the left was the truck that they had here in 2020. The one on the right was their new truck that they purchased. Yeah, it was a new Bronco. So
just so everybody knows, what they're doing is Gigaparts is going to a lot of Outlander shows, which is like RV shows that for boondocking. So that's one of the reasons why they got that big Outlander shows. So
they haven't even really decked it out with radios yet in it. It's that new. So they're still working on putting some of the radios and stuff like that in there. Very nice. Lots of room in the front seat, and that's about it. So if somebody my size sits in the front seat, nobody can sit behind them. And there's very little room for any gear in the back. That's one thing they told us when they got it, how much, no room in it for what it is, compared to an old Bronco that had lots of room. But they are nice $60,000 vehicles. So. Of course, the BSA Troop 76 laminate tickets over in the North Building. So hopefully some of y'all used their service, got your ticket laminated, and you should have got a nice blue lanyard, which the gentleman in the red shirt is wearing right now, that had the 75th anniversary on the back of it. So that's a way that we give back to the Boy Scouts. We buy all the lanyards, give them to them, and then they sell them for $5 each, which includes your ticket laminated, and all the proceeds go back to them. So, or the whole $5 actually goes to them. All right, this was our security crew hard at work over in the new trailer that they were using this year. Of course, the prize barrel, full prize barrel. Everybody's over putting their tickets in. And actually, one of the hits this year was Joe, which was the gentleman in the red hat or the Mickey Mouse ears. He did a kit build on Wednesday night, actually in the swaps building. It was a real hit. A lot of people liked it. And we're going to plan on doing a different one for next year already. He's already said he wants to do another one for next year on Wednesday night. So, and of course, everybody's filling out their ticket stubs to get the prize barrel. Very busy area over there. Very busy in the North Hall. Who was that? Ham Source? Ham Source actually spread out and took a total of 8 booths this year over there in the North Hall. So, which was very busy here in the North Hall. Yeah, actually, this building here. So they took the whole wall on that side. All right, tailgate outside, very busy. It was a nice, beautiful day out there. So lots of people out walking around, enjoying the outdoors. And of course, a couple more pictures of swaps of how full it was. Pretty much you can find anything you could think of in there. More pictures of swaps, people walking around. All right, the new layout for our forums and the new pavilion actually out there. So this year we put all the tents like that under it. We have learned a few things that tents need to come further in next year, just because of noise from the ACs and the sun. So next year there'll be a little further in to fix that issue for next year. And of course, Carol Perry also had a full house this year, doing the youth forum in there. I believe a lot of the Boy Scouts went over and checked out the forum also. One thing that we did do this year again that I didn't actually put in the slides, but they actually did a merit badge. The Boy Scouts did a merit badge during Hamcation. This was the second year that they did it back in 2020 and it was a success. They did it again this year, and it makes it really nice because they just go around the different vendors, actually talk to the vendors with the kids, teach them about antennas. They actually go over to the special event station, get on the air. So basically everything they need to do for the merit badge, they do it here. And I think, I'm not sure how many they had this year. I know it was upwards of 20 people, Larry? Okay. So I believe you said 14, 15. Okay. I know it was quite a few. I know he cut it off at some point too, because only a couple of them walking around with that many kids. Got to keep track of them all. So, but it was a success again this year. All right. ARL had a huge presence at the show this year because it was the ARL National Convention. So they had a lot of stuff going on over there, membership booth. They had a lab area where they were like checking handheld radios, whole bunch of stuff over there. All right, a few things. I did have some chairmen actually step down this year or after the show. So just like to thank some of them here. I'd like to thank Tony and Julie. Tony was assistant security chairman. Julie was my transportation chairwoman for being many years on the committee and helping us out. So I'd like to thank both of them. When y'all see them, they're traveling right now due to his work. But when they are back in town, just thank them for what they've done for the committee. People don't realize that most of y'all work the week of Hamcation. A lot of us work lots of hours toward Hamcation, especially the ones on the committees or on the committee. I can probably pretty much say the minimum is probably about 150 hours that people put in, upwards to several thousand hours, depending on what you do on the committee. So when you do see any of the committee members, just thank them for what they do. The other one that has stepped down is Kaylee. She was my PR chairwoman and social media. So she has stepped down. She's been on the committee, I believe, for 3 years now. Yeah, so thank her. And the last person that has stepped down is Mike. He was actually my tailgate chairman. So he has stepped down due to, I think, wanting to travel a little more. So he has stepped down also. All right. I believe the next slide is pretty much what everybody's been waiting on. Our attendance for 2022 was 19,500. We were down. It was expected. I didn't think we were going to have a record year like we have every year prior to this year. But we're down about 20%. In 2020, we had, was it 24,300? So we had 24,000 then, so we're down. Yeah, down about 20%, which is about the attendance that everybody keeps saying that are doing ham fests, even the smaller ones. That's about the number that everybody keeps saying that they're down, and it's about 20% in attendance. Overall, it was a great show. I'm happy with the numbers. I look at it this way: we were the first large ham fest to happen pretty much the last one in 2020 was us, large Ham Fest, and we were really the first large Ham Fest to happen in 2022. So I'm good with those numbers. The biggest thing, keep in mind, we're looking for volunteers for 2023 already. The show in 2023 will be February 10th, 11th, and 12th, which is the show days. Of course, we start the Monday before that for a whole week. Pretty much is the setup, cleaning out lockers, loading up trucks, stuff like that, coming out to the fairgrounds. Look for the website to go live probably July-ish, we're looking at for volunteers. So everything should be up there by then for that. Any questions? Here's your chance to ask any questions about Hamfusion that I didn't cover.
Includes anybody on Zoom? Anybody on Zoom? I'm not sure if I can see the YouTube chat. Okay. I don't see anybody on YouTube chat asking questions. I'm not seeing the Zoom chat. I would just want to sit there and say, if you are interested in becoming a committee member, come see Michael. We need to get these committee members, new additions on board as soon as possible, so we can get everybody included on what's going on for the next couple months. But it's important that if you have an interest, come see Michael or send him an email ASAP.
And I do have a couple other committee spots open. I have a couple assistants, chairmans that I am looking for. Off the top of my head, I don't know what word. So, but please, if you do want to volunteer, please see me for a committee spot. So that's all I had.
Anybody else have any questions? Okay. All right. All right, so did everybody have an opportunity to let Rich know that they want to run for officer or director on the board position? Because right now is your chance. If you're here, if you are on Zoom, I want to get it done really quick too, because we're going to close the nominations in a minute. Didn't come see Rich right away. All right, our next meeting, Wednesday, April the 6th, here. It's only what, about 2, maybe 3 weeks away. It's I know it's going to be kind of a quick turnaround to the next meeting. 3 weeks, okay, about 3 weeks away. Here in the Central Florida Fairgrounds. April will be the last meeting, unless there's an increase in COVID, that we'll be doing Zoom. Okay, otherwise we're back totally in person. All right, Zoom will be used to bring presenters in. The club pays a lot of money for this building every month. We need to get people back here at the meeting and start filling it back up. It's kind of hard when you sit there and have 30 people here and half a dozen or more at home. We used to have, prior to the pandemic, 90 people at the meetings at downtown. Downtown was a lot smaller location. We got a lot more room here. So we can spread out still. We can put more chairs, spread people out. We can go back further. We can spread backwards this way. We got lots of room. We get a lot more people here than we used to get at Beard Hall. So April will be the last Zoom meeting that you'll be able to attend, unless for some reason COVID spikes again, or there's something major thing going on with it. So let's hope not. Let's get back to normal and bring everybody back. All right. Anybody have any questions? Probably so. Unless what we might start doing is just recording it onto the computer and then uploading it afterwards and stuff. But it's hard to participate in the meeting after the fact, that stuff. So we'll see. We'll figure out what we're going to do about that. Some of the stuff we still have to bring because you have to have audio equipment, stuff like that there. Somebody has a presentation, you still have to have a computer. So, adding a camera, recording it real quick might not be a big issue. All right. Before we do the drawing, I told you about that. I think that's everything. Anybody have any questions? All right, drawings. Again, we have, it's a coax connector, jumper. Then we have a RAV power battery pack and a precision screwdriver set. So not a whole lot left to choose from, but we had to go out and get some prices again. Getting down to the wire. All right, first ticket ends in 1397. There you go. Come on down. It's your choice. You have a choice of which one you want. That's a battery pack, screwdrivers, and the jumper cable. All right. There you go. Next one, 1382. 1382. Oh, Ed. Come on down, Ed. Your choice. Okay. And last one is 1404. 1404. 1404. Going once? Oh, there you go. Come on down. You have a choice of the battery pack. You're welcome. All right, guys, that's it. We're going to see you guys in April. You got something else, Michael?
Just one thing to remind everybody. On Tuesday nights, we do have a trader's net. So Tuesday nights on 146.76. Please come up. Bob is usually net control. Even if you don't have nothing to list, come up and check in. Listen to it. A lot of people do have stuff that's been listed lately. So please, this is one of those nets. It's put on by the club. So please come up and check it out, especially if you're looking for something. There's some good stuff on there sometimes there's not. Sometimes you find some really good deals on there. I've seen $600-700 radios go for a couple $100 sometimes on there. We're talking newer radios because people just want to get rid of them. And they offer good deals to other members. So come up, check it out. Tuesday nights, 8 o'clock on 146.76.
Just one other thing real quick about nets. Somebody emailed me a couple months ago, says, why don't we have a RAG2 net? I said, why don't you become a net controller? Never heard from you yet. So if you are interested in being a RAG2 type net controller, or to create another net that the club can do on another night, we're open to it. Most of us that's already on the board, as I always sit there and tell people, okay, but we can advertise it, okay? But do you want to do it now?
Anybody that's got HF 10 meters on Tuesday night at 7 o'clock on 28333. It's a 28333 right unit. I've been net control for a while now. We're all local people. You don't have to do 8,000 watts and 86 beams. I used to use 60 watts on a vertical. So every Tuesday night, 7 o'clock, and call one of our chickens over there too. 28333.
Tuesday night at 7 o'clock. Then there's a QCW at 7:30, and then the traders net at 8 o'clock.
Well, then you have to ask you have also that
Uh, okay, there's a bunch of nets that happen on Tuesday night. Apparently, I'm hearing now. We need to get them all listed in the newsletter and stuff, so people know about these. Because I don't participate. I'm sorry. We all on the board have a lot of irons in the fire. That's why none of us always be the net controller. So if you guys are more than welcome, let me know. We'll get it advertised. We'll get it started. We'll promote it. That's not a problem at all. Okay. All right. I think that's it. Oh, I think I got. Yep, that's it, guys. Appreciate you guys coming out. Appreciate you guys joining.